Welcome to the world of Major League Baseball, where nobody, it seems, is as shy as they used to be.
Is this hard copy?
Is this French or English?
That funny man right there.
This in before, it was like way out there, the big old fro. I told him the fro was out, so then you go with the smaller look, style, had a little bald spot back in the back, but that's natural.
I've just written a book. It's called How to Get Your Money's Worth at a Buffet.
So this thing, I lost 3 of my clients. I lost Manny Lee, Maldonado, and I lost Big Dave. It's amazing, Big Dave couldn't even afford to have his own barber, but I was convenient for the guys.
How many times you go into a buffet and you didn't want to go back through the line the second time? Why? You're embarrassed. Okay, what we teach them is when you go through the line 2 or 3 times, every time you come back, say hello to everybody. They think you just arrived.
What's the price of that haircut? Oh, everything is free. Everything is free. Can't pull it. Long as they say thank you, I don't mind.
And another thing, I remember the first years I ate there, Mark and I, Cressy, we would get tired, our arms. Instead of getting full, we would get tired. So we'd have to stop. Now we teach them to bend at the wrist.
Not to get into shape. Who's not getting into shape?
Yeah, remember. Yeah.
You can't even read it.
No,
No wonder the stories are all messed up in the paper.
But you looking good.
Now, what was the question again?
Worse than me, Flag.
Hey, hold it down.
Didn't hit anybody up in the stands, but it was in the same section of the... Oh, thanks, Chuck. Beautiful. Thank you, Panda.
Re-ownership changes. I know that's my father. I can tell by his hands.
So I should bring my straight razor out, but that might scare him away.
How about what happens when you start going around eating a lot of buffets? They send word around, they put your picture up there.
Oh, yeah, it's like the 10 most wanted.
Yeah, what we do, we want you to buy these disguise kits.
Oh, baby. Hey, you can't look no better than that.
I'm in camera.
You can't look no better than that.
Yeah, man, I'm in camera too.
Wow.
Cross over.
So don't let us hold you back. Relax and enjoy Super Duper Baseball Bloopers. 2. Before we get started, let's get to know these guys on a more personal level. Like the Florida Marlins' first ever opening day lineup. Who are these guys anyway? Well, just ask a certain sportscaster with a knack for nicknames.
Don't walk away, Renee Latchman. Third base coach is Cookie, Days of Wine, and Rojas.
Leading off in center field, number 2, Scott Pose.
The only ones I've come up with so far are not great. X pose, sub pose, strike a pose, not good enough. Same with Chuck Carr. I mean, there should be racing, renta, not good enough. You know what I'm saying? So we're holding back on those.
Batting second,
Brett put another shrimp on the Barbary at second base.
hitting third, and playing right field, number 47, Junior Felix.
Junior Felix doesn't really have one, although I was always a fan of his father, Senior Felix.
Batting fourth, and playing first base, number 39.
Their big local hero here at first base, Orestes Emotionally Distrata. I guess I'm getting old.
Batting fifth and playing third base.
Dave Magada doesn't have one at third.
And doing the catching.
Benito Il Duce Santiago.
Batting seventh and playing left field, Jeff Conine.
Left field is a layup, Jeff Conine, the Barbarian.
Batting eighth, number 22.
Shortstop is Walt Three Blind Weiss.
Pitching today, number 49, feeling more like 45 these days, Charlie Huff.
The starting pitcher, Charlie Huff, has never had one in his career, so I'm not going to start now. But that's pretty good. There's a lot of them in there.
A nickname can often tell you something about a player's personality, as in Turk, which rhymes with quirk. You see, Turk Wendell is not your typical pitcher. In fact, Turk is not a typical anything, unless you're comparing him to Mark the Bird Fidrich, because Turk is a bird of the same feather.
Well, this guy is very, very animated. There's a lot of things about him, and one of them is that he has a big league arm.
He is a very talented right-hander with quite a few quirks.
One of which is leaping over the foul line to and from the mound.
I just think of it as just me being myself. As I start the inning, I run out, I jump over the line, then I get the ball, I pray, draw 3 crosses in the dirt, and then go about my business. You know, after that, I'm a normal pitcher like anybody else.
Like anybody else who chews wads of licorice and brushes his teeth between innings.
You know, I put a chew of licorice in before the game, and then I take it out, put a new one in after every inning after I brush my teeth. But if I start having a bad inning, I'll spit the licorice out and I won't chew it the rest of the game.
Socks are another of Turk's pet peeves. He doesn't wear them, which may pose a hose problem for others.
To make it tough on the bat boy who has to pick those shoes up after the game.
Everyone's superstitious. I started doing something and it sticks in my head that I did that and I was successful that day, so well, I figured I better do it again if I'm going to be successful, you know. I pray to play to the best of my ability, injury-free, and play to win. I just draw 3 crosses for each thing that I pray for.
Question is, how do the umps and the opposition react to Turk?
I know that opposing teams, it just gets them mad. I've played with a few guys that I've pitched against in the past. They all said, you know, I love playing behind you, but playing against you, you know, I hate it. I just hate it. Everyone's always giving me a hard time.
Turk is a creature of habit who takes his superstitions with him wherever he goes. Yet despite all of this, he's surprisingly down to earth.
A lot of people tend to think that it's just an act, but it's just me. I'm out there having fun. You know, I just love being around the ballpark.
Another of baseball's unique characters is pitcher Larry Anderson. As he's traveled throughout the majors with 6 different teams in 15 years, Anderson always managed to find the lighter side of the game. But he was never more at home than in 1993 with the Philadelphia Phillies.
Hi, Larry.
This is my candidate for the Cy Young.
Oh, come on now, it's May.
For me.
I think everybody should have a Larry Anderson on their team. He's just a phenomenal guy to have in a clubhouse. He's a lot of fun to be around.
He's an old guy. And that's the one word that comes to mind with him is old. I mean, he's old, and he can pitch.
You know, if you can't relax around Larry, then you can't relax. And you know, you should go get a job doing something else because, you know, it's a stressful job anyway. And, you know, you got to learn to relax, and you watch that idiot, and you relax.
Anderson may be getting on in years, but don't think for a second that he's getting old. For Larry, age is just another hair-raising experience.
For my 40th birthday last Thursday, I was sent this Instant Hair Plus. And I'm hoping because I'm plugging them, they'll send me another can with the right color. But it thickens thinning hair. It covers small to medium bald spots. It's easily application. It stays on until you wash it out or until you lay down on a white pillowcase. And it takes years off your appearance. Hey, Mitch. There he is, the wild thing. He'll probably want to part in helping me with this. Okay, hold it 6 to 8 inches away from the area to be treated. Spray evenly with short spurts, approximately 5 to 10 seconds each until the area is completely covered.
Okay.
Don't spray in my eye.
Well, no, you got long eyebrows. What? You don't need any hair there.
Okay, yeah, shake it real well.
Shake well.
And then the last thing I got to do, I have to face the day with confidence and self-assurance, knowing I look great.
That's not a problem.
That shouldn't be a problem.
Huh.
Just because you're known as a wild thing, try and keep the control down to this area.
You don't want on your neck?
No.
Okay.
I got plenty of that. Oh, that's a nice color. No, 6 spurts. How's it looking? Is that just spray paint?
No, it's filling in.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not too close with it, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. This could be the first day I go out for batting practice without my hat on.
You gotta go out without your hat. It's got that kind of sandy blonde beach look to it.
Well,
it's looking good.
oh yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, we're filling in good now, Larry.
Yeah?
Now, would you want some more? You want your hairline lower?
Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it?
What's your hairline?
Look at that, I can't, don't touch it.
God. I got this divot working back here.
Yeah, is it going away?
Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful.
5 to 10 second spurts, man. 2001,
2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. That should have been a good one.
Oh, yeah.
That should have
Oh,
fitted.
it is, man. Look at that. You got hair. That is awesome. You feel more confident, though. That's the
Don't I? Can't you just see it?
Oh, you're beaming.
That's cold.
Yeah, but you're talking some long. You're gonna fit in, dude. Yes.
Jeez.
Oh wait.
Got hair growing on my fingernails.
Just do. Yes. Bud.
That's just paint.
Instant hair.
Hey, what do you think, Podge? Come here, Podge. Come here, Podge. Come here. Ah, that would have been a perfect before and after.
Dude, this is going down your neck perfect. You have that kind of like Dutch boy look.
You see anything growing yet?
Oh, it's a huge difference. Take it down. Check out the...
It's not growing real good.
I think we need to go down on your forehead more. I think it's definitely a 2-coat process. You can't just spray it on and hope it takes. You got to go a couple coats with it. Okay.
I'm gonna have this stuff all over my eyes.
Oh, yeah. There.
Oh yeah.
That's much better. I think we're ready.
I'm gonna go out there with BP without my hat on and be full of confidence.
Walk around with pride, Blair. We fixed it, John. No more bald spot.
What the hell? What do you think?
What do you think?
If I leave this on.
I gave him the crocky tail back here. Gave him the hair down the neck.
I need to get this point off. That's really taken away from it. Did you see that?
You ought to wear it all the time because you look 5 years younger to me.
Look at that. No bald spot. Now I've got a lot of confidence. I gotta go practice. To steal a phrase from or a quote from Bill Lee, he said the whole world's insane, so if I'm insane, I'm normal. And that's kind of how I feel with this club. This whole club's insane, so if I'm insane, I'm normal. And this is probably the first time I've been on a team where I've been normal. And it's a nice feeling.
For many ball players, it's just as important to look good as it is to feel good. But not everyone on the field has a passion for fashion. So we asked, who does?
The sharpest looking in a Major League uniform.
In uniform?
Yeah.
Well, I'd definitely say me.
Myself. No, I would say Dave Winfield is probably the cleanest looking in his uniform. I mean, he's got his stuff tapered all the way down. He's got that long 6'6" frame, and he's got everything tapered.
I think Dave Winfield, he has like legs that go up to his neck. He looks good in uniform.
I just try to stick with the basics. If you got a decent body, then the uniform will fit right, however you wear it.
Ronnie Gant in Atlanta, he looked awfully good in a uniform. Ron Gant looks good in a uniform. Big biceps. He's got bulging biceps, tapered body, tight uniform.
No, I have to say Dion because he'd kill me if I didn't. Dion usually looks pretty good. He'll make sure everything's, his wristbands are on exactly up on his wrist, and his pants are pulled down exactly to a certain point on his leg, and he's pretty meticulous about it.
I like the guys that get dirty, you know, the Scotty Fletcher type of guys that just diving all over the place. And you know, Kevin Seitzer spitting all over himself, you know, those are the guys I like.
Sloppy in a uniform.
There's a lot of them. There's some ugly guys in this league. I don't know. There's some guys that don't know how to put their uniforms on. I know that for sure.
Sloppiest has got to be Pete Harnish.
He likes to wear the loose uniform and the high pants.
He wears those pants, he puts them up around his knees, and they're about 2 sizes too big, and pulls his hat way down, and his shirt's too big.
And the slouchy shirt, so I think Pete might get the worst dress.
I say just from last year, I'd say on that John Crook. It's probably going to be a popular answer.
I'll just stick with me.
John Kruk just has very, unique, different style to himself. I don't know exactly what kind of fashion statement he's making.
Simply because Kruk looks like he's been playing since 1929 or 1930.
I'm no real painting in a uniform.
The uniform doesn't quite drape the same as it does on other guys, and he works the beard, and the high tops don't make him any faster looking.
Well, Casey Candell must be on the top of the list. It's not that he's sloppy, it's just a style.
Hey, everything's baggy. Nothing ever fits him, but that's the way he is. He never wears anything that fits.
I probably played with a lot of those guys. They've seen my act, and it's like a little thrift shop chic,
He kind of looks good compared to what he usually does in his regular clothes. So, he doesn't look real good in his uniform, but you got to see him also away from the field. He looks even worse.
Actually, you might want to check the women in the stands and let them answer that question.
They would know better. We really don't recognize that. When you put on a baseball uniform, I think everybody puts it on to go out there to perform. Hopefully that's what they're thinking about.
Style met substance in Baltimore when Oriole Park at Camden Yards played host to the '93 All-Star Game.
This is where Babe Ruth was born.
I know. I've been to his house.
Where?
How come you hitting fifth and I'm hitting second? You just a punch and Judy hitter. You a hit.
Like I said, I think they got the names reversed.
That's right. This week in baseball.
All-Star Peanuts for you, Mel. Yeah, it's funny. I'm going through the airport. I'm seeing all this All-Star stuff. I said, damn, I'm looking up. I said, oh, man, I'm an All-Star.
That's right.
1993.
Right here. As we know it.
Yeah, that's it. Great fan.
Right here.
Here. This is wonderful. This is great. Hey,
Great. All-Star game.
All-Star
Best thing going.
Best thing going.
On hand for the game, comedian Bill Murray and living legend Michael Jordan, a couple of baseball wannabes, and certainly two good sports.
What happens if you hit a base hit in the hole? He's jamming me. He's jamming me.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at him go for the ball. He's got some skills, I'll tell you that. You could get a player out there and you wouldn't notice that much difference.
Want to take your stance, young man?
I'm having trouble with the glasses right now.
What he's doing right there, that's not easy.
Look at those legs. Huh? Those are power legs right there.
Oh!
Head in good position. Let's keep the head up just a little bit like this, okay? There we go. Now he looks faster that way.
Strike two.
See how he's got head and eyes down at the ball? How do you feel?
What should my face be doing?
One more time, you're going to Reggie.
Are you scared yet?
He's going to be the ball. Extends through, turns the hands over, and whacks the photographer right in the center.
I feel real good. I feel ready now.
Ah, but was he ready to run the gauntlet against his peers in a celebrity home run hitting contest?
You all right? You all right?
Yeah, I'll be all right.
I'll be all right.
Thanks, Jerry.
Well, he's going to hit it over here. This isn't a safe place to be right now, I'll tell you.
Now batting from the Chicago Cubs in the 1993 World Series, Bill Murray.
Oh, sheesh. It's right here. It's right here. Throw it right here. Come on, Mark. Throw it right in there. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. What is it? All right, Mark.
Pitching around now, Vincent. Old strong strike.
I guess what I'm facing is reality is I'm not going to get offered a contract today.
It hurts, doesn't it?
Doesn't feel good.
But perhaps a contract was in order for Mr. Baseball.
Utah Street.
Still, it was Jordan who actually won the contest. But no one upstages Reggie.
Hey, Reggie. take a swing. Yeah! Oh! It's headed for the warehouse. It hit Utah Street. He did it. Holy cow. Reggie Jackson. Reggie.
For sheer all-star entertainment, however, nothing could top the showdown between 6-foot 10-inch pitcher Randy Johnson of the Seattle Mariners and a somewhat bashful Philadelphia Philly, John Crook.
John Crook standing himself off. Watch the reaction of John Crook. Would you say his heart is palpitating a bit? I'd say it is.
Well, with heart in hand and Johnson's message ringing in his ears, the Crooker persevered.
Look at the next step. I don't blame John one bit for going toward first. And you can see him smiling. Looked like a rope was on his right leg. And he bailed out again at the breaking ball. He wants no part of Randy Johnson. None. Nada. You knew that was coming. John had no chance.
When I stepped in the box, I said, all I want to do is make contact. And after the first pitch, I said, all I want to do is live. And I lived. So I had a good at-bat.
Well, maybe that wasn't cricket, but these days, what is? You see, baseball has become an international sport. It's played all over the Isle of Japan and is practically a religion in the Dominican Republic. But if you think San Pedro de Macorís has a monopoly on Major League shortstops, consider some growing competition from the land down under.
This week, from the RNA Ballpark, the Brisbane Bandits are at home to last season's finalists, Perth Heat, for Game 2 of the doubleheader.
You probably didn't know they played baseball in Australia.
No one in Australia is better at this time. And there he goes again, splitting right centre field. And Vogler streaking around to third as Leach. Vogler's going all the way. The throw is relayed for home, but Vogler beats them in.
Well, baseball is catching on big here. And make no mistake, Australia is creating a talent pool for the major leagues. Padres infielder Craig Shipley was the first Australian to play in the majors since 1901. He was then joined by pitcher Mark Hutton, as well as a pair of Milwaukee Brewers, catcher Dave Nilsson, and relief pitcher Graham Lloyd. If all this seems like novelty now, well, consider the future.
Definitely, looking 5 years, and I look from where things are now to where they were 5 years ago. Like last year, I think we signed 30 kids, and 5 years ago, maybe there's one a year that everyone would hear about. So you wait another 5 years or so, there's just going to be hundreds of kids coming out of Australia, which is good.
It's becoming really popular in school now. It's probably one of the most popular sports the kids are playing in Australia. So, I mean, besides the football and the cricket, I mean, the baseball is really picking up, and it's getting stronger and stronger, that's for sure.
The adjustment to American baseball was relatively easy. After all, there were no language barriers to overcome.
It was pretty easy, especially speaking English. Like, I know some of the Dominicans, every other Latino and every player from those countries have a little bit of trouble, but it's really not too much trouble at all.
What is trouble is getting up a good game of their native sport, cricket, in the USA. Something Graham Lloyd and Dave Nilsson tried to do in New York's Central Park when they were in town to play the Yankees. And for those unfamiliar with this global game, some explanations were in order.
Well, it's a lot easier in cricket because you got the flat face. In baseball, you got a round bat and a round ball. I'm not really taking anything away from cricket. I mean, that's tough to do when they bowl as fast as they do. Have the ball moving off the pitch. I'm not saying one's tougher than the other. I just think, in general, when you got a flat face, you can do more with the ball.
Hey, you're good.
Actually, I think it comes in about the same speed, Sometimes a little quicker in cricket. because they get that big run up, they can run in and just let it go. Now, come on, mate.
We bowl with a stiff arm action, unlike throwing a ball with the baseball.
See that camera in the background? That lens is gonna be broken pretty soon. But look behind you. That's bad news. What are you doing back there? Put the camera down and get the ball.
We saw some amazing cricket out there today, Dave. You're thinking about the Test team in Australia, maybe giving this all away and heading back home?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking about.
But first, it was off to Yankee Stadium, where Lloyd and Nilsson's cricket equipment left them open for a little ribbing.
What do you do, hit this thing or what, catch it?
And I don't know, I guess, I don't know, there's a cricket right there, he's dead now. That's what you do with this thing. Mosquito, that's what the flat end is for. See all these things? This thing here, that's blood from bugs.
Last time I saw one of these was when I was in the principal's office, and I had to hold on to my ankles. It went whack!
It's not a cricket bat, it's a run reaper.
It's a run reaper?
Yeah. You take this thing when you run and you go along, you hit people and they reap. You know, they cry.
This is a mark of the cheeks of my behind right here. That's what I saw right there. It wasn't a pretty sight.
Maybe they ought to talk to the commissioner. I mean, he owns the Brewers anyway. Talk to the commissioner and see if they can use these things. It might help them a little bit, you know. Graham Lloyd, throw it up in the air when he delivers a pitch to distract the hitter. Yeah, you know, you throw the ball, throw this up in the air, the guy goes, yep, strike. Basically simple stuff.
Not even trading in their cricket ball for a baseball got these guys off the hook with their teammates.
Nelly was playing cricket today in Central Park.
Oh, he was?
His brother Graham.
Well, maybe that's why he's DHing today, and he's too tired to
tired.
He's a 23-year-old DH.
He's too tired to play the whole game. Now he's going to DH because he played cricket today. That's nice. That'll go well in Kangaroo Court. Thank you. I appreciate that information.
We discovered another Major League diversion in the Chicago White Sox clubhouse, where players fill the pregame void playing the game of ping pong. Certainly a harmless way to pass the time. It's fun, good for the eye-hand coordination, and best of all, the table was free. A gift from teammate Frank Thomas.
Basically, Frank showed up one day with a ping pong table. He just felt that, you know, it'd be a lot of fun to have in the clubhouse.
We needed to get some extra competition in the clubhouse, and in college I used to play a lot of ping pong, so I remembered, and I went out one day and just bought a ping pong table and had it delivered to the ballpark the next day.
And one day these guys showed up and started putting together a ping pong table in the middle of the clubhouse, and everybody started playing, and it was a lot of fun. You know, guys weren't very good, and I think there was only 2 people that were decent, and everybody else was pretty bad.
Perhaps the most decent ping pong player in the clubhouse is pitcher Kirk McCaskill, who likes to beat up on the less talented players. So he turned the table tennis on Kirk and sneaked Paul Pashuku into the room. We told McCaskill that Paul was with the media, but he's really one of the top over 40 table tennis players in the country. And you know, he's not a bad actor.
You got your money? I got my money on Kirk. Take your paddle. Take your pick.
I'll take this one. I'll take his paddle.
Like New York State champ or something like that?
Not at all.
All right, let's go.
We need some peace and quiet. We're here in the White Sox locker room as Paul is getting ready to serve. Go ahead, Paul.
This guy, let me play. Give me the money now. Give me your money now. There's the camera going. The wall. Let me get it. You made me lost my money.
Pretty good. Yeah, I'm one of the best in Chicago.
Were you trying?
Well, I was trying at the end a little bit. But we can try again.
All right, let's go again.
Okay.
You gotta use one of those hard stuff.
No, this is the only one I use.
Well, he's got that the pro paddle that can put a lot of spin on the ball, and he put some spins on it that I couldn't even return. They set me up pretty good today. You know, once the guy said it was media, I really wanted to beat him bad. But about halfway through the game, I knew that this guy was pretty good, and there was a chance on my lips, and the guy was way out of my league.
Of course, Bo knows ping pong, or at least he thought he did.
21.
Hey,
Good game.
but I tell you what, you beat me in ping pong, let's physically fight.
Oh, thanks.
And now we interrupt this tape for a special investigative report.
Hello, I'm Edwin Newman. In the not quite 50 years that I've covered the news, both at the anchor desk and as a correspondent, I've witnessed more than my share of controversial events. But recently, a mystery has arisen that has intrigued me unlike any other. It all began a little more than a year ago, on September 20th, 1992, with this, one of the rarest plays in baseball.
A line drives in the infield, and then you have a triple play. There they go.
There they go.
There it is.
One.
There it is.
There's two.
Run to first. Oh,
He tagged
okay,
second.
okay.
He got it.
That's right, tagged him. How about that?
All right, just like you described, Whitey, and unassisted, right?
One can certainly understand their confusion. This was only the 9th time in baseball history that an unassisted triple play had been accomplished. Indeed, those who have seen in a single lifetime an unassisted triple play and, say, the fall of the Berlin Wall can count themselves most fortunate. And just as those pieces of the Berlin Wall make a treasured keepsake as evidence of the collapse of communism, so too is the ball from an unassisted triple play something well worth holding on to. Our question, who actually has the ball? The day following the triple play, USA Today reported the event, and after asking Morandini why he dropped the ball on the mound, quoted him as saying, "That was kind of stupid. Maybe I'll just go into the equipment bag and get one and say that's it." 2 days later, USA Today reported that Schilling claimed to have gone back to the mound and retrieved the ball. Schilling then said that later that night he gave it to Morandini. This would seem to be the end of the story, but something aroused our journalistic instincts. Was there more we did not know? Did Schilling act alone? We decided to verify his version by checking with some of his teammates. Second baseman Mickey Morandini.
I just kind of tossed it up in the air, and I think it rolled onto the mound. And from that point on, I really didn't pay any attention to where the ball went, so I can only go by what some other people have told me as to where the ball was and who got it.
Catcher Todd Pratt.
I seen him running back, but now I don't know if he got the ball or not. He might take a few steps toward back the field, and I just turned my head and went back to the dugout. Now, I couldn't say if he got the ball now. I know it sounds a little fishy, but, I mean, Kurt would be the guy that would think about that. You know, Kurt's a real big nostalgia and collector of, memorabilia like that, so I wouldn't be surprised if he did get the ball.
First baseman John Kruk.
Schilling's a big collector of, baseball paraphernalia, and he says he has. He's a pitcher. Our pitchers aren't too smart, and I think he's full of crap. So I don't know really who has it. I don't think he does.
For convenience sake, we'll refer to this as the magic ball theory. Take a look at the play once again. We see Morandini catch the ball, step on second, and tag the runner for all 3 outs. He then tosses the ball up in the air, and it appears that it is going to roll to the third base side of the mound. Now, keep your eyes on Schilling as he walks off the field. It is here we lose sight of Schilling and his shadow for a full 5 seconds. Now, It's highly unlikely that Schilling would be able to go back to the mound, get the ball, and return to this spot in that 5-second gap. But here, in these next 15 seconds, Schilling has his window of opportunity. As the camera follows Morandini into the dugout, Schilling is not seen. Where is he? What is he doing in these 15 seconds before we see the field again? And if he did indeed return to the mound to get the ball, wouldn't logic dictate that we would see him in the area between the pitcher's mound and the dugout? But we don't. The man at the mound is Pittsburgh pitcher Randy Tomlin. This is the third base coach, and this is home plate umpire Bob Davidson. So, Curt Schilling, what's the story?
The first thing I thought of was Mickey's got the ball, and I turned around and he spiked the ball on the mound, and I was walking off, and I thought that ball's going to get put back in play. So I turned around right after I was almost in the dugout, actually. I went back and got the ball, and the umpire actually said something to me as I was going back and coming back, and I told him what I had done.
10-year veteran home plate umpire Davidson tells his story.
I certainly would remember if he ran to the dugout and then all of a sudden ran back past me onto the field and grabbed the ball and then left again, because then I would have had to taken the ball out of my bag and either most likely thrown it to Randy Tomlin, and I don't recall that happening.
When I came off the field, I don't remember who the umpire was behind home plate. He was saying something to me, and when I picked the ball up as I was going off the line, he rolled one back out on the mound.
The norm for me to do is I would wait for the pitcher to come out, and I would throw him the ball, usually. Most of the time, that's what I do. But even if I rolled it out there, I would not recollect Schilling running past me and grabbing the ball and leaving.
Here, then, is Randy Tomlin, who took the mound immediately following the triple play. We've blown up the video to show him bending down to pick up a baseball from what appears to be the area where Morandini tossed the ball some 25 seconds before. On Tomlin's second pitch of the inning, this ball was fouled back to the screen, where it was undoubtedly retrieved by a ball boy. Pittsburgh equipment manager Roger Wilson.
To the best of my knowledge, the ball went in the discarded ball bag, which the home plate ball attendant takes care of. After the game, we retrieve those balls, and they go into a allotment of balls that we use the next day for batting practice. So to the best of my knowledge, it may have been fouled off the next day in batting practice, given away to a fan. It may have been later discarded and sent to our minor leagues. Nobody knows.
Was the ball simply fouled off the next inning, destined for batting practice obscurity? Or did Curt Schilling act on his own and actually retrieve the ball? And if so, did he give it to Morandini? Or is it hidden in his home? Or even more frightening, in the dark recesses of his mind? Strictly speaking, these are questions the answers to which we may never know. I'm Edwin Newman.
Oops.
This weenie race here at County Stadium. You got the brat on the right. You got the Italian sausage in the middle and the Polish on the left. Let's see who's going to win it.
Run,
Here comes
Scott,
the Italian.
run.
Passing
Come
the
on.
Polish. Yes.
Look out.
Calvin Gonzags heading for the plate. Now they've got him in a rundown. And it hits him in the back. Heading for the plate again. Newland's throw is there. They got him in a rundown again. And he gets back safely. Unbelievable.
Foul down. There goes the bat in the crowd again. We had one sail in there last night, and a big battle continues here.
We got a tug of war going on now, Bob. Who's been doing their weight work and who hasn't?
Gonzalez wanting to see how it comes out, too.
Oh, now.
That's a good way to do it.
After about a 3-minute tug of war, they
The beauty of baseball lies in both its drama and its history, its graceful skills and its raw power. It's a sport loved by millions, but at times it can be so confusing. And so we ask, what exactly is baseball all about?
Well, the one way I describe it is fun.
For the first time in history, the World Championship banner will fly north of the border. The Toronto Blue Jays are baseball's best in 1992.
I mean, it's doing something that, I mean, a billion people would love to trade positions with you.
Well, it's sort of like, sometimes you get in a fight with sometimes it's like getting in a fight. There are two kinds of fights. One time it's 9 against 1.
Oh, an ugly brawl.
And then it's 1 against 1. Baseball has those elements about it. Sometimes it's 1 against 1, and sometimes it's 9 against 1. So, does that help? It doesn't help much. Sometimes you get in a fight with one person, and it's just you and he, or you and she. You know, your mother, perhaps your grandmother. You're fighting your grandmother. But sometimes your grandmother has her card club over, and you have to fight all of them. That's when you have to play all 9 players on the other team. Offense and defense, I'm describing. Does that help?
I would describe baseball as a lot of doing nothing like you do as a kid.
Andy Van Slyke having fun, and that's nothing unusual. Guy who loves the game.
But get paid an awful lot to do it.
What's it like, baseball? Yeah. Baseball's pretty good. It's outdoors. Sorry. You get to eat and drink while you watch the game.
Peanut Man lives. There's plenty of lap room to stack up a few cold ones.
Oh, I think he's had a few cold ones.
It's a mysterious kind of game. It's like hunting a little bit, and then you chase a ball around.
There you see the spin on the ball and the bounce it takes up against the wall. It just eludes Kevin Mitchell right there. He tries to throw it before he's got a handle on it.
And it's their uniforms. You don't have to be any particular size to play it. It's not a big determinant. One of those freaky things, you know. Maybe you could try to explain cricket to me.
One thing we do know is that we like baseball, especially when it goes wrong.
And the Swedish judge gives him a 5-6.
Oh, that's...
Whoop, yep. I'm glad they don't have replay in baseball. Checking the wall, and the ball reaches up. Hits him right in the head and goes over the top. Look at this. Boink. And it's out of here. Jose, you've hit a lot of home runs. You did a lot of great things, but that shot will live forever.
We also know that there's more to baseball than just balls and strikes. And there's a lot more to being a big league broadcaster than just doing play-by-play.
Best announcers and cameramen. One of the reasons that had a difficult time getting on the air is it said nothing about producers or directors.
I've been thinking about it over the last half inning, Hawk, and I don't want to be called wimpy anymore. Duke
What do you want me to call you?
Duke? Duke, yeah. It's a lot more manly.
Have you ever noticed about baseball, little guys like Morandini, 5'11", 170 pounds, slim, have the longest names to cram into the back of the uniform? You get a guy who's 6'2", 220, he's got a name like Crook.
Well, Joe, you've had a chance to watch Heredia here for half the ball game. What does he feature?
Don, he's got a rapide, a glissante, and a front.
And a darn good front it is, too.
There he goes up the ice. He shoots the puck. He scores!
Why do we sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" when we're already here?
You come up with some buttes. Hey, those hanging fronds though are real trouble. He's got to make sure he keeps it down.
The one he's been throwing to Pendleton, though, has not been a friendly front.
No, in fact, that rapide he's been throwing, Pendleton's almost unhittable. Yes, Terry, that's an absolutely unhittable rapide.
Oh, when you say
Tri-delts are here.
You know how many tri-delts it takes to change a light bulb?
No.
It takes 5. 1 to change it and 4 to hug her when she gets it right.
By the way, in the second half of this game, Joe Simpson and Pete Van Wieren, as pictured here, will be over to bring you the play-by-play story.
Brady Anderson drawing the bead on this fly ball, and he makes the catch. Second out. It's no laughing matter. Sometimes it's good to have a little levity in the broadcast. Professionalism is our motto.
Without question.
And now let's revisit a bizarre encounter between David Hulse and Angels pitcher Joe Gray. So strange was this at-bat that those who saw it will never forget it.
I've been in the game 18 years, and it was something that I'd never seen before. It was absolutely unbelievable. First foul ball he hit in the dugout just missed me by a whisker. It was an absolute laser beam.
He gets fisted and fights it off toward the Angel dugout. It's strike 1.
I look over there, make sure I didn't hit anybody. So I get in there, very next pitch, same spot, right at the same 2 guys.
Again, slapped that way, same spot. Uh-oh.
Boy, I tell you, the whole dugout was kind of a little worried now. They're kind of coming apart, and me and about 4 other guys that were at the end of that dugout moved down, clear down to the home plate side of the dugout.
Guys are clearing out, and they really didn't believe that another one could possibly come back in, but then he hit another one in.
Gray with the 0-2 pitch. Same spot almost.
And the guys were running for cover down the runway, and it was pretty funny looking over in our dugout and seeing there was absolutely nobody there.
Everyone in our dugout stood up and got down by the home plate side of the dugout. They got as close as they could. We got all in a kind of a little group, and the dugout was completely empty.
I was just laughing my head off now. I look out, the pitcher's laughing, the catcher's laughing. I go, how am I going to hit?
The very next pitch.
Line drive, there's nobody there, and that just set the crowd off. The whole crowd is laughing, everybody's cheering. I had to turn around a couple times so they couldn't see I was laughing. They were basically just yelling at the hitter and leaving me alone for some reason.
Unfortunately, everybody was yelling at him, pull the ball, miss the ball.
So finally I ground out.
There's one between the white lines. Luis Arzina throws out David Holtz.
It's the first time I got a standing ovation for, you know, grounding out weakly to the shortstop.
Well, I think it's safe.
Fourth time I was actually up in the training room. I felt safe in the training room. I thought that was a good place to be. It was a great experience, memorable, very memorable.
I was able to get him out. He didn't end up getting a hit off me, so that was the best part.
But it was so funny that it would get recognized like this. Just another fun part of baseball, I guess.
Baseball is at its funniest when the unexpected takes place. But even Alfred Hitchcock would have found this turn of events difficult to swallow.
You think this is Capistrano?
Nobody has ever seen this here. The Gulls, just for the first time in the history of this franchise, started coming in here at County Stadium.
So they turn to Gus the Wonder Dog to shoo the birds away, or at the very least to keep the Gulls at bay.
I've never seen this before in the history of the game where in between innings we'd have Gus the Wonder Dog keep the field clear. What's this game coming to?
And once Gus the Wonder Dog had done his job, well, then it was time to play.
No birds left, so they started throwing the baseball for him.
When the Yankees left town, new birds showed up, Orioles that is. But wouldn't you know it, these Gulls came back too and settled down like they'd been there all their lives. Well, birds and baseball don't mix, so they called for reinforcements, like Bam Bam the Golden Retriever, who made nice with the umpires, and Sarge the Springer Spaniel, who made something else right there in the outfield. Sort of a nature kind of thing. Get the picture?
Let me do it. Let me go. He's been waiting for 3 innings, boy. He's not finished, but here comes the trainer with the shovel. Can you believe it? 25,000 people here.
Wasn't like this in the old days. You used to find a nice, quiet park somewhere.
Of course, these days, a dog's life isn't limited to the field. You see, baseball players have had their pictures on trading cards for decades. But now, thanks to the folks at Milk-Bone, players aren't the only ones in the picture. Their pooches are, too. More than 20 players and their dogs have already been featured. Canine collectibles with names like Daisy, Champagne, Psycho, and Cy Young. The dogs, that is.
Which one's the dog?
Milk bones.
Boomer is the dog. Doesn't he look good? I just follow this picture all the way. And there he is. Boomer's dad.
We saw baseball as kind of the all-American game. Milk-Bone is a good all-American product, and the two really kind of came together very nicely for us.
The key thing is that you can really get an appreciation for these baseball players being like real people. And they have feelings for their dogs just like anyone else. And I think that's really the magic of it.
Catcher Joe Girardi, featured with his dog Nico, isn't the only Major League player pleased to show off his pet.
Major League Baseball wanted to start doing something with you know, the players and their dogs and trading cards, and I was willing to do it as long as she was, and she seemed pretty receptive to it, and was actually a ham and really enjoyed the whole thing. I was very good in front of the camera, so I was kind of proud of her, and the pictures came out pretty good.
I was undecided on whether to do a dog card or not, but my wife pushed me in the back, and she wanted a famous dog, so she told me to do it. And like most of us, we do what our wives tell us.
That's my security right there. That's the bad one, Roscoe. Roscoe Pico train.
Well, my dog's name is Zach, and he did real well. He's real nervous in front of cameras, but he sat through it and did a good job. We took a picture on the stairs in my house, and that's his favorite spot, so it was easy for him to sit there.
Tiffany was a gamer. As soon as the camera clicked and the lights flashed, she was perked up, ears perked in the air, always looking at the camera, and not fussy at all, so I think they would rather have had her back than me.
It was just when the camera crew tried to leave that there was a problem. You can't leave? That's what the Rottweiler said. I can't go.
Zach came out pretty good. I didn't like my picture too much, but he's been getting rave reviews from the neighborhood dogs.
Tiffany, yeah, she's looking for bigger and better things to come out of it, and I think she's been bragging all the dogs in the neighborhood and asking if they've seen her picture, and she's looking for a cover next year.
You know, I think at times she tries to act a little bit spoiled, you know, kind of like she's the king of the household sometimes, but I usually put her back in her place, and she understands that, you know, that may have just been a one-time deal, and it may not go any further than that. I don't think she's thinking that she's going to take over Benji or Lassie's job or anything like that.
He got a case of milk bones. He's been digging in those lately.
I think we have a lifetime supply of dog biscuits, but besides that, she's put in another 10 pounds, and now she's 20 pounds overweight.
They're a little crunchy, but other than that, the flavor's not bad, so we enjoy them.
That was kind of a change from the everyday thing that we normally do as far as baseball cards are concerned, and you know, a little bit different, and it turned out to be a fun experience, and the people that did the pictures were real thrilled with her and said that she did a real good job, so I think it turned out well. It was a positive experience.
Hey, I have a Labrador. Where's my card? It just goes to show you that these are the true superstars of the game, and it's a beautiful thing.
Well, we don't want to burst your bubble, but not every Bloopers bark is worse than its bite. Some bite pretty hard.
Whoa, baby, is that in the Tiger dugout?
That went in the dugout. Look at the troops.
Oh, my goodness.
They scattered the troops. Look at
Holy
them.
mackerel.
Look at Mickey. He's laughing. Attaboy, Mickey, woke him up.
Woke him up, baby.
Look at Tram. Wake up and watch the game, Tram. You don't want to fall asleep in there.
Whoa, he broke the window. Shaquille O'Neal would be impressed.
He's not impressed.
We need a glass man here to get that guy a broom.
Get him another location.
Well, rims are shattering all over the NBA and college basketball, but we haven't seen this.
Oh, my goodness. I wonder if he got the speed of that pitch.
Fans on, they're trying to suck our cameraman right out of here. Hang in there now.
I don't want a bad hair day. Must keep this glove on my head.
Fly ball, Bagwell into foul ground. And he fell, and Steele was there for the catch.
The Devil's Triangle out there.
But he made the catch.
Some guys really have that flair for showmanship, you know? Runner goes, fly ball, center field. Hernandez, and loses his footing. The ball falls behind him. One run scores. Smith goes to third. Wall back into second with a double. Smiling about it, and in the old high school yearbook, when they say, what was your most embarrassing moment? This will be the one that Cesar Hernandez will put in. No place to hide.
Well, pretty much the same can be said of a certain grounds crew in Miami, which had a disastrous date with a downpour.
Coming down pretty good now. Well, it's supposed to rain at this time of year down in Miami. Well, a good job by the ground crew getting that tarp rolled out as there has been a rain delay. Look how far they have to go to carry it. They're covering the outfield. Now they've got a long way to go to get that tarp on the infield. I would think that there's got to be a better way to do this. Instead of a tarpaulin, they're going to have to re-spell that and call it a tarp pulling contest. They're on the infield. And now they are bogged down. I mean, you could see this coming. You've heard of Fan Appreciation Day? This could be the first fan participation night, because that's what's needed to get this tarp over on the left side of the infield.
What is going on? This is great. They cannot move it. Now they're going to try it again. I'll guarantee you, shallow right is dry as a bone. Look, now they're running. Now it's a race. They figure if they get enough momentum going, look at this wall of tarp they've got to go through. Looks like a ride at Disney World. The Caterpillar. I wonder if they thought about possibly all of them going to the other end and maybe bringing that part over. I don't see any solution. So they battle through the Caterpillar, and here they come again. The charge of the Wet Brigade. They got a little momentum right now. General George Pickett at a little town in Pennsylvania named Gettysburg had a famous charge. And I'll guarantee you, this grounds crew here in Miami charging about as zealously as Pickett's crew. Here it is.
Giving up the frontal attack, and now they're coming in from the
flank.
Flank,
you got it. This is a flank attack right here. The frontal didn't work. You saw the volley stop them.
Here we go. They've made it.
Look at this. They're going to make it, and it stopped raining completely. It has stopped. Oh, this is wonderful. Well, we could send you to War and Peace, but we're going to send you to This Week in Baseball while the ground crew figures out how to get this tarp off.
In keeping with our dry sense of humor, a little fan interaction on the wet and wild side.
And Rijo's at it again. He's cooling them off. He had it going the other day at Riverfront Stadium when on the turf it was 140+ degrees. She said enough's enough. And he got her again.
Well, you can't beat fun at the old ballpark.
Well, there's a lady that he squirted. She's broken out the umbrella here today.
He's waiting for her to drop the umbrella, and he's going to get her again.
She can't even watch a ball game.
There should be a sign, do not water the fans.
Well, Jose Rijo's Cincinnati teammate, Tom Browning, knows how to keep cool. Center stage at Wrigley Field.
His teammates are waving to Tom Browning. I guess those fans out on the rooftop are really having fun. Why can't we broadcast from there?
But no one got more of a charge when the heat was on than Juan Samuel, who, to his credit, took it in stride.
Juan Samuel, his heart's beating a little easier right now. Tommy, great story here. As he went out, he had a credit card on second base. That's his credit card.
Evidently last night he was out with some of his buddies on the Pirates, and he lost his wallet. Well, they found it, and they put his credit card, one of his credit cards, on second base as he went out to the inning. He couldn't believe it.
Look at him. There was a note with it that said, if you want to see the rest of them, meet me at the Dome. He thought he lost his wallet. And they're pulling the credit cards out one at a time. And they're going to return it to him at different ballparks over the course of the season.
That's great.
It really is great to be a Major League Baseball player. Idolized and adored. Larger than life. Now picture them smaller than life, as in these popular collectibles by Kenner. We took the starting lineup figures to spring training for a character test, and here's what we discovered.
These are interesting.
Hey, that's cute.
Ooh, muscles. This is kind of funny. Starting lineup. This looks like my brother Delroy.
It looked like Puckett to me.
Oh, it's Kirby.
Certainly not built like Puckett.
They're being generous to Kirby on this one. He's looked kind of tall and lean, and, you know, Kirby's kind of short and squatty.
Yeah, Puckett, he's a little chubby.
They got to shrink it down and make it a little bit wider.
This might be taller than Kirby.
A little slim, but this is the man.
They made him look pretty good here. I like it.
Here's the next owner of the Seattle Mariners.
Number 24. Who is that for the Seattle Mariners?
It's not me. It's Junior. He's got a little talent.
He's an awesome player.
He's got it! He's got it! Griffey caught it in center field off the top of the wall. Do you believe it?
We need to kind of like have the wall right here, and then he'd be reaching up over, making an outstanding catch.
Griffey going back to the 1-8 track, leaps high in the air, and he's got it!
I don't think it did any justice to his ears. I think his ears are a lot bigger than this right here.
Butt's a little smaller. The booty is not big enough for Griffey, though. You know, he tries to say that he is the best-looking brother in baseball, but I'll tell you, Junior, I look at this thing, and this is probably a close replica, and you ain't looking that good.
I'd keep it.
Is this like a miniature size of John Kruk?
It looks like Adonis.
He looks good here. This is me.
He's wearing about a size 28 waist pants.
I think they forgot the pouch in the middle. You know, like a kangaroo has a pouch. Johnny has a pouch in the middle. He looks like he can run, too, so I know it definitely is not me. He's clean-shaven. John's never been clean-shaven. Wow. Smiling. I know that's not me. I'd like to have this guy. This guy. The other guy, well, you know, Johnny probably hit 200 if he looked like this. When he looks like that, he hits 320. Who's this? The Rocket.
I'm gonna be nice to Roger Clemens. I might have to face him this year. Great, good-looking man right here. Shows good poise on the mound.
See you later.
I think all the guys would rather face this guy than the real one.
I like it. They put a goatee. Mac's got a little bigger pipes than this, and McGuire's got the biggest forearms I've seen on any human being. Do that forearm bash. It's about the only time I can hit him, can I?
Karis, isn't that nice? I want to take it. Can you sign this for me?
He's pointing.
He's pointing. Look at
he's
that.
uppercutting. Look at that swing.
No, he's pointing to where he's going to hit the ball. Eric, would you mind signing this for me, please? How about one of Jody Reed?
They need a Mo Vaughn, man.
Where's mine?
Huntington, West Virginia is the home of the Rookie League Cubs and is much like any other Appalachian League affiliate, filled with young players yearning to get to the majors. But there's one thing that sets these Cubs apart. They're the first professional baseball club to have an official team rabbi. It is indeed a whole new ballgame for David Wutcher.
Well, it started out mostly as a joke. I was talking to Mr. Ian Laurie, who's one of the Huntington Cubs executives.
We had a short conversation, and in the conversation, he mentioned that, in passing, that he would like to become the Cubs official team rabbi. I went back to the ballpark and kind of had a little bit of a laugh about it, and then realized that we had a team chaplain on the team, and why not have a team rabbi?
Then they called back a couple days later and said they would sign me up, that they thought they should have a team rabbi, just in case there should be any Jewish players, just in case anyone needed to talk to me, to be available, to be covered. And so we signed me up, and here I am, serving in this capacity.
Now that Rabbi Wutcher has completed his first season, the novelty has worn off a little. though some are still wondering what exactly a team rabbi does.
Well, basically, I cheer my head off, which I was going to do anyway.
Oh! Yeah! Outstanding! Hey, Bobby! Hey, Bobby!
I come to as many games as I can. Of course, I can't come on Friday night because I do have a synagogue service that night, but I come to most all of the other games, and I cheer for them, and I talk to them from time to time. I've talked to a few of the players about how they're doing, about dealing with adversity as it appears, about anything they might want to talk about. I am available for that purpose. It's good to see things going so well. It's hard to believe the season's going to be over soon. I hope it comes out all right.
Seems like we've been here about a month. Then so we've been here
We're getting near the end, but I'm glad you're doing so well as it draws to a close. That should be good to carry over for next year. I talk to them and everybody else who's here and just be helpful in any way that I can.
In addition to his scholarly training, Rabbi Wutcher's resume includes a lifetime of undying support for his childhood team.
I grew up in Connecticut as a passionate New York Yankees fan. Mickey Mantle was my hero, and I lived and died with the Yankees for years, and this has stayed with me for life. I played it, of course, when I was younger, like most everybody else, and until they started throwing curveballs, I was doing pretty well.
He is our most dedicated fan and probably our most knowledgeable fan also. There isn't a trivia question he can't answer. In fact, our trivia question each night always turns into a Stump the Rabbi contest.
We have a gift certificate to a local lumber yard. I think that the rabbi has more lumber than anyone in town because he gets the trivia question right every night.
Wutcher's presence on the Cubs has been a big help to third baseman K.J. Ellis, who set a club record with 13 home runs.
You're good friends with the rabbi. You got any divine intervention going here, KJ? I don't know. I mean, it could be. I don't want to say it's that, but everything you do, you want to thank the good Lord above and all. But if that be the case, then I'm going to hang around him as much as I can and get as much good luck as I can, because hopefully next year I won't be here and I won't be able to be around him. Maybe I can take some of it with me. I don't want everybody on the team to know this, but maybe y'all are bringing me good luck because everybody's going to come to you for every game. Maybe they'll take all my good luck. So we'll keep it between me and you and we'll leave it.
Well, okay, I think we can have that deal. And if you have a few close friends, maybe we can just share it with them.
Oh, he's a great guy. He's got plenty of jokes that he's always willing to tell you.
I think this is the zenith of my career. I can't top this. And when I pass away, I told them I can still serve because they can put the schedule for every year on my tombstone. And people can come and pay their respects, hopefully lots of people, and they can see if the Cubs are home or away. It's all the same with God. Why not let the Cubs win some games, and why not let you get some hits, and the other team can have their people praying for them. We're not responsible for them.
But could Moses hit a curveball?
I think he could have, except who would have the nerve to throw him one?
How you doing?
Good to see you today.
Good to see you, sir.
Humorous though Rabbi Wutcher may be, he has a serious calling. His congregation at B'nai Shalom Synagogue includes 150 families from West Virginia, Kentucky, and Ohio. And though one would think there'd be no mention of baseball in the Old Testament, Rabbi Wutcher found one.
And of course, you remember the Bible begins with a reference to what happened in the big inning. So from the very beginning of the scripture, you have baseball references, which shows you that God may not be a Cubs fan, but he surely loves baseball, because who else could have invented something as perfect as this game is?
Cheering on the Cubs with his daughter Eliza, Rabbi Wutcher thinks he may have a higher calling.
I am ready to be promoted if the call comes. You know, in September, they call up a lot of the players, and I think they should call up an occasional clergy person just to be fair, and I'm ready for the call-up if it comes. If not, I'm fine serving in this area, in the tri-state area, serving our beloved Huntington Cubs.
Baseball can be habit-forming to people of all persuasions. Maybe it's the way it keeps coming at you. Unfortunately, not everyone has his head in the game. In the course of a long, drawn-out season, some folks tend to nod off now and then. And this doesn't happen exclusively in the dugout.
High fly ball to left field. Albert Bell is there, and McLemore's perfect game comes to an end. Albert, I'm not telling you this, pal, but that's the second out.
He's done that twice this series.
Fans are getting on. He was ready to head on in. He thought it was the third out.
Bases loaded, 1 out, and it's hit hard into left center field. This will get in a run. Sosa makes a play, tagging and coming in from third is Dave Clark, and held by Sosa for whatever reason. 2-run score.
Sammy just forgot about the fact, Tommy, there was only 1 out.
I don't know, Sosa pointing at the scoreboard, but that's not what he should be worried about.
I'm John Miller. This is,
I'm a little dense right now. I'm not getting anything. Moore and I are in a fog over what you're saying.
you know, you're starting to irritate me.
No, wait a minute. It's a long night. And I'm not thinking too clearly.
I'm going to explain it.
Okay.
And for the New York Mets.
And for the New York Mets, a pitching change. Pete Shurik was scheduled to pitch, but it's going to be Eric Hillman on the mound. He is 6'10", and he'll need a lot of that to compensate for the Mets having to struggle so far.
Here comes Frank Thomas, and says he holds no bitterness for the Kansas City Royals, who gave up on him. He's not that kind of a guy. Or I'm thinking of Bo Jackson, so just forget that.
And a fly ball hit deep to left field. This may get out of here. Way back, way back. It's gone. Home run for Dave Henderson. No, it's caught. Sorry. It was caught by Robin Yount.
Oh, cow.
A drive to deep left center, and that ball is out of here. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No? What happened? He caught it? You gotta be kidding. I know I gotta get these glasses changed. Stevens saw it, and I didn't believe him.
Well, believe this, the end is near. But we leave you with 2 thoughts. A kiss is just a kiss, but a scooter is not a cycle.
And by the way, I got Steve Farr's keys to his bike, and I'm on my way. Seaver and Mercer, you're on your own. Holy cow!
And it's time for us to ride off into the sunset as well. But before we go, a final taste of Super Duper baseball bloopers. And please feel free to laugh.
Ha 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 ha!